New York, App. Derrick Rose scored 26 points, Julius Randle shook off a miserable first half to lead a third-quarter turnaround, and the New York Knicks beat the Atlanta Hawks 101-92 on Wednesday night in Game 2 to tie the series. Randle was 0 for 6 with just 2 points at halftime, and the Knicks were staring at a 13-point deficit. But with Rose moving into the starting lineup to open the third quarter, Randle scored 11 points on 4 for 5 shooting in the period as the Knicks surged into the lead. The winner of the NBA's Most Improved Player award finished with 15 points and 12 rebounds despite another poor shooting night. He was 5 for 16 after going 6 for 23 in the opener. But he came through with it counted along with Reggie Bullock, who made 4 three-pointers in the second half and also had 15 points as the Knicks guaranteed there will be at least one more home game in this surprising season. Trae Young scored 30 points for Atlanta after having 32 and hitting the tie-breaking shot in Game 1. Bogdan Bogdanovic and DeAndre Hunter added 18 apiece. Game 3 is Friday night in Atlanta, where the Hawks will be allowed to welcome a full-capacity crowd for the first time. Rose made the basket that gave the Knicks the lead for good at 93-91 with 4:45 to play and played 39 minutes. His coach Tom Thibodeau stuck with one of his most trusted players to keep the series, and maybe season, from slipping away. Young made the tie-breaking basket with 0.9 seconds left in Game 1 and stamped himself as a villain figure for Knicks figures by holding his finger to his lip afterward to tell him to quiet down. The profane chants that were aimed at Young in Game 1 started before the Hawks were even on the court for warmups, and he was loudly booed every time he touched the ball early on. His backcourt mate was the Knicks' bigger problem for a while. Bogdanovic scored 8 straight Atlanta points midway through the second quarter to extend the lead to 43-37. Then Young got hot from inside and outside, way outside. He pulled up from 30 feet for a three-pointer, made a reverse layup, a jumper and another three-pointer in a 12-1 run that made it 57-42 in the final minute of the half. New York started Rose and Taj Gibson in the second half, and Randle opened it with a three-pointer for his first basket. Barrett and Rose made back-to-back threes to trim it to 61-55. Atlanta seemed to have recovered and pushed it back to 12 midway through the period. Then Randle helped power a 16-2 spurt for the Knicks by picking up his aggression after playing passively, and his jumper after consecutive three-pointers by Bullock capped the surge and made it 74-72 with 1:45 left in the period. Burks' basket capped a 7-0 run and made it 88-78 with 8:34 to play, but Young checked back in to lead a 13-3 burst that tied it at 91 when he threw a lob to Clint Capela.